So if any questions on any part which you didn't understood, you can either email me, you email me or call me. If I'm not, if I'm not available, you can email me so that, we can call you back. Otherwise, if you didn't understood anything, some module, some part, you can request it. So, okay. So, just go through this. So people who have completed certifications, right? So that's good. Some people did not. So we'll just go through that pretty quick. And you know what? I'll be sending you feedback. Actually the performance feedback form, so that just make sure you complete it. Okay. So. And it's not for the internet, just don't take it as the internet is not working. So that's not the thing, because, if you see my classes, I've been sending you, so, if you see this, there are 2 videos which you can see from the right from the first class. And that is one option I've given you. The second option, I told you to, check with the Zoom. See, it's a problem. You need to fix it, right? You need to check with the Zoom and make sure you fix it. And the third thing is, I told you, contact HR, but how many people did, how many didn't do, I'm not sure. So don't take it that, okay, internet is not working, so the class is not good. Okay, so that's not really a valid reason. Why? Because I already told you to, the 3 options, but you had 3 options. Okay. If you see carefully, I'm giving you options for you. Okay, internet is not good. Okay, understand. So what was the first option? I told you, you have this better quality of audio, so that you can, if you are not able to hear, you can see this better quality audio. And the second option is to call Zoom. I'm not sure who is done, who has called, and tell them the problem, and also told them to give this meeting ID, and and also open a defect from their side, saying that, hey, you know what, we're not able to hear the class properly. Third thing is to check with the HR team. So you have 3 options. So when giving it, just make sure when giving the feedback, just don't think that it's a, it's just because the internet is not good, the class is not good. It's not really about the internet, or it's about the, just make sure you guys fill this form. Okay, once you have, I'll send you to this, so that this, allows to see how, you have like 9 people who responded it. So, but some people only just ending up saying that internet is not good. So, you know what? I've given you options. Make sure you always look into the options. So, this is what is required in your job too, right? If you go to the project, you need to look for options. If something is not working, that's right. Something that, nothing works. You need to check. You need to find out options to how to solve that problem. Okay, so that's a major thing. Okay, this shows, if you are saying, this is not working, let's say you have opened defect. Okay, now you are opening a defect because it's a problem, right? Now you need to follow up with the developer. So now that shows how much interest does you take to fix your issue, because they will not do it. They will say, no, I don't have time, I am working on different issue. Okay, so they will say all kind of things, but really how you solve the problem is up to you. Okay, you're not the only one, you're not just but since they hire you as a QA, then you want to see that how you're following up, so that shows the communication skills, that shows your attitude towards the work. Okay, that shows how you are working in a project. Okay, so that was the first thing you should know. Okay, so make sure just don't give just because the internet is not working or internet is slow or something. So I already gave you the options for that. Okay, Okay, so let's go to pretty quick on the various certifications. So let's go to. Okay, so we have one, two, three. Okay, let's go to the MBA. You have this, so I've already given homework about this. People who have done, that's good. People who didn't do, okay, just make sure you guys have a look at this. Okay, have a look. If you don't want to do, it's up to you. So why do we need this certification, right? So this is the thing what is important. So when you apply for a project or when you apply for the job, there you get plenty of people, right? There's not just one or two guys. You get bunch of people, 10 to 20 people. And let's say a client want to interview you, right? To get interviewed, they have to select some skills, really skills in your resume. And let's say, again, they'll not just interview one or two guys, then they will still have a bunch of people to get selected. Now, what you are good at is that's what you need to show in your resume, right? You show something in your resume what really you're good into it. So, what extra thing to get is like certificate. You can say, hey, what, I'm professional in this. I know software testing. You show them certificate, and what, you just take a printout and you can hand it them over. What, this is what I'm really good at it, and I know software testing. So that's the reason why I wanted to get you this certification, and this is free. This is free. You're not paying any penny on it. You're not. You're not except the internet bill, right? In the internet bill, you're not going anywhere. Just sit at home, complete this. Okay, so once you go this, you have this URL mba.microsoft.com, and once you log into that, you have this option. Okay, search for software testing, and okay. So once you do this, right, since you have this all the options here. Okay, so go ahead, finish this. Like there are like 3, 4, 5, 6 modules. You have like some modules in this. Once you complete this assessment, right? Once you complete this, you will have once the minimum score is 4. If you get 4 out of 5 and you're good, you move to the next module, and you can complete this. And once you're done with this, once you complete all this and you go to the dashboard, once you go to the dashboard, you have your certificate is automatically generated here. Go to the accomplishment and you can download the certificate by clicking this. Okay, you can download this, and you can also download the transcript. You see this transcript here? You can download that. So this is how you can get a free certificate on this, on some of them, and these certificates and people have done, I guess. So let's see how this. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, this is how it looks once you complete this. Okay, so now it says like you're completed in software testing, so you're good in software testing, and so you can put on your resume saying that, hey, what, I've been certified from Microsoft Virtual Academy, and and I have this certificate, for software testing. Okay, so that's how you can complete your certification part. Okay, and this is free, and you don't have to pay anything. You don't have to just sit at home and just complete this. Okay, this is one. And the another option you have. So people who are really good and really pro on this and who can do it, I would recommend Sailor. Sailor is pretty good. Okay, once you log in into it, and this has certain all these are like it has certificates. Okay, so that's the reason I'm encouraging, because if you get a certificate, then you have an opportunity to put in your resume saying that, hey, what, I know this is the certificate. Okay, so once you complete all the courses here, so let's see here. So, so this is how you can get a certificate saying that, and this is good because it has the code here. So you know what, if you want to validate this is a genuine certificate or not, there's a verification code, and you can put it and verify it, your certificate is really valid or not. Okay, so that is the good thing about it. So, but that here the sailor has really complex parts here, because this is a lot. Okay, this is a lot. This Let's go to software engineering. So here you have a lot of things. Here you actually learn from business analyst. From business analyst, you learn software developer, software tester. Again you go to architect level, and then you again also have the responsibilities of Scrum Master. That's the reason this all things are included in one. Okay, in software engineering, everything is included one. How do you do software modeling? That is by architect guys, and development cycle. How the process of this, and the requirement gathering is the job of a business analyst. Analysis, then some part in developer, some part in architect. Design, okay, architect. Implementation, okay, software developer. And the testing, here we come in the testing. Project management is for more Scrum Master job. Okay, so once you complete all these, this is for pro. Some people are really good. So for the people who are really good at it, just you may want to do this. Okay, you want to complete this and you get a certificate like this, saying that you have completed software engineering. Okay, you have completed software engineering. Okay. But this requires a lot of time, because if you see this, each module is 13 hours, 9 hours, and so it's really not that. I mean, if you want to go ahead and look once videos and understand it, so you might be able to make it much more quicker. Okay, so but yeah, once you do this, you final exam, just appear for final exam, and that's here itself. And what, just complete it and you will get a certificate automatically. Okay. So that's about the Sailor. Sailor is good because it has its own certificates. Okay. So next we have one more. That is solo learn. You want solo learn is good, but the problem with this is you have only for few tutorials. Okay, you don't have so many. Okay, you want to sign up for this too. Once you sign up, you have these courses. Go ahead and click on the courses, and I would say you can go ahead and click on first. Try on SQL fundamentals. If you're good at SQL, try SQL. Once you have done it, okay, you can try other two. Then some people are adding here, so you can try. If you're really good, if you want to go in Python, you can go ahead and click on Python to complete the courses. If you really Java, if Java is your, you can go ahead with Java, and you can get a certificate. And the certificate looks like this. Okay, so this is how this certificate looks. Okay, once you complete it, you get your name here, and this is completed, and it's good. Once you can put in your resume, you're saying that, hey, I got certificate of this, and I know this. So this is how you can complete your certification part. Okay, so once you have done it, I mean, this is a really very basic level. It's very basic actually. So once you have done this, okay, the next level you want to move forward is with ISQB, and there's a Scrum Master certification. You can go ahead with that. But for now, for time being, at this point of time, this would be a better idea to approach, so that you will have some basic idea. If you want to move a better certification point in your future, this should be a stepping stone. Okay? This should be a goal, because you are still awarded with a certificate. It's free, okay, and and it's not, it's free actually. Okay, you're just spending some of your time to this to get, okay, to get this thing. Once you know more, once you really good, you know what to do. Okay, you go with an ISQB certification, or whatever it interests you. Okay, it's in Microsoft. You can go ahead with the Microsoft certification. Okay. Okay. So the only problem with this Microsoft is they have their own tools. Let's say if you want to do something on data stage. Now, data stage is from IBM. IBM, data stage is an ETL tool from IBM. Now, Microsoft doesn't have those things. Microsoft has its own. Microsoft has SSIS instead of, because SQL Server integration services is, they have their own. So the problem with Microsoft is they have their own tool. Okay, so they don't rely on any other company. That's the only problem. So if you want to take something, you want to, see if it's really available, it's a Microsoft company, then only you can able to, use it, in this MBA, Microsoft Virtual Academy. Okay. And this has limited resources, but then you have SQL. You can go ahead and get a SQL, and if you're really good moving forward, you might also want to get the Java if you're interested, or Python. Okay, that should be good. And if you're really pro on that, you can go as a sailor. Okay, sailor academy and get a certificate. Okay. That will take more time, but then you will have a certificate saying that you have completed this course and you already know this. Okay, so that's the certification part. Any questions? So let me check. Some people said like they will be doing little late homework. So let me check if there's someone has done any homework. Okay. So it's good. If you got used to this, tool, that should be good. So, and also not just this tool, you need to, just try for Jira tool. I hope, you got a chance to look at a Jira tool, and that was Jira. And if you want to look at this, you can have a look on HPLM too. Okay. Just don't get too much involved in HPLM, because, okay, you might use the project, but thing is, it's really getting obsolete day by day. If you are in agile, now that will, is obsolete almost. It goes obsolete in agile, because in agile you need to be quick. Okay, that tool has really some issues. Okay, that HPLM has issues. You want to, because that is really slow and more redundant work. Okay, you want to pull up your test cases, execute your test cases, and you need to keep on clicking those buttons, and suddenly a pop-up, from nowhere, the pop-up window shows up. So a lot of issues in HPLM. So that's the reason you just have a look, understand the features, understand the functionalities, how does it work, how all these things happen. That's it. You don't want to get too much involved in this, and you don't, unless you want to become an HPLM administrator. Okay. Now, administrator job is completely different. They know the functionalities, they also give the access to people and all those things. That's a different job. Okay, so you don't just get too much involved in it. Okay. Um, Yeah, any tool. You don't want to get too much involved. Just understand the process. Okay, so that's the only the perspective. Okay, so if no one has questions, let's move pretty quick on this. So let's go to Team Foundation server. Okay, so what is Team Foundation server? You just gave us some view on TFS last week. So let's see. So if you have any, you can also, um, look at the videos. Okay, if you're interested, you can go ahead and look at the videos. Or if you have any questions, specific questions, you can go ahead and. So Team Foundation server utilizes more of a Kanban perspective. So we talked a lot about this agile, right? So agile, you have a lot of things. Okay. Agile is kind of, it's a high level thing, and there's subdivisions in this. Okay, in agile, you have Scrum, you have extreme programming, so on and so forth, and then you have this Kanban. So this Kanban is something. The Scrum is different. Scrum, you have the ceremonial people gathering every day in one place, meetings. So that's kind of Scrum. But that is useful for rally. If you use this rally, that will be useful. But if you are using a little bit different Kanban, not that Kanban cannot be used in rally. I'm not saying it's not used. This is the new perspective to look into the methodologies using this tool. So how the tool is made is they make the tool based on this methodologies. How do you follow? So that's the reason these tools come up. Okay, there are a lot of sub methodologies from Agile. Okay, that's the reason they have made various tools. So some people use Kanban setter, some people use extreme driven, some people use Scrum. Scrum is more famous. Everyone, most of them use Scrum. Okay, you can still use Scrum in this too. Okay, so let's see here pretty quick. You have similar dashboards like Jira, like Rally, similar dashboard here. And so you go to the dashboard. Let's go to the dashboard. So here, when you look into this, so again, you have these features that can be always configured as per your requirement. If you want to know what you want here, you can get configured. And it's all the tools it's same, okay, except HPLM. Okay, Rally, you have this, Jira, you have this, TFS, you have this. Even if if there is another tool they might also add this because it's a convenient user interface. Okay, because let's say you want to open a bug. Okay, you want to open a bug. So this TFS does help you out. Just open a bug right in the dashboard. Okay, you want to write it here, and you can open a bug. Or technically you can open any issue. User case, or if it's a test case, task, feature, epic, or bug. Okay, whatever you want to do it, you can do it right from here. I mean, this is organized, so that's why you can configure it up to your requirement. Okay, whatever you want here, you can configure it here. That's one thing. And so there is, here you have a lot of modules to know how to you use this. Okay, so let's go pretty quick here and go to the work. The core part, this core part is, more for a developer point of view. Okay, developer actually works on this code and sees, okay, if there's a repository, they check how much, how the code is going and all those things. They will check in this code option. What we have, both of them, testers as well as developers. Okay. and go to backlogs here. Okay, you have this. You can create your own user story. Okay, you're not allowed to create because you're under business analyst. But if you know if someone is creating, so this is how they will create here. Go ahead and click on a user story and they'll create a user story. We already have this user story. So, okay, so we don't know much information. If you click on this, now this shows information here. Okay, so this is the user story. Okay, now this has state like like rally, Jira, now this has state too, and you can change it. Now you have area, which area, and what is the iteration. You want to see the iteration. What iteration is this? So all can be here again you have this option to put all the information. So this is the user story. Okay, so we don't really require all this, but to attach, see what is the part in this user story. Then you have task and bug. Okay, you can have a number of things here. Just like if you want to add something, let's say if you want to add, what you want to add, task or bug. So this is how you can add it. Task in sense, you have this. Okay, the best part here is you have this test cases right integrated into this. Okay, so let's quickly check. So for the test cases, this is different. Okay, so we'll just check here. Okay, here you go. Oh, here are test plans. You go to test plans. So that was work. Okay, that was work because work. Why this is two different scenario, right? See, the work have access to both. Both what? Both to developer to testers. So that's the reason they made this for, that's why you cannot open many things here. But test, only QA has access. Okay, so that's how they, try to do this. Okay, so once you go to test and create an, okay, here, go ahead and click on this. You can run your test cases. Okay, before running it, you need to create, right? So let's see. This is the test execution part. Okay, so let's just charts. Okay, let me quickly check. So there was, okay, here we go. You can create your own. Let's see here. Let's create one. So here, this is the place where you can execute your test cases. Okay, but before executing, right, you need to write your test cases. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so there should be a different option here. Oh, okay, here you go. You have this access to test case here. Okay, so to create your test cases, go to the work, go to new work item and create test case. Okay, so that is one way. Let's see if I go to work and I know what, so if I want to create a test, here. Okay, let's see, test case. So once you create that, you want to assign, okay, what is the test case name? Okay, and what the state, of course, the design, you having options when you create it. Reason, what is the reason here? And you want to write each and every step here. Okay, step one, step two, step three, step four. what is the action and what is the expected result. So this is good. Microsoft has integrated this into one one window. But Jira, if you see this Jira is a little bit complicated because you need a third-party plugin to access these test cases. But here you don't require any plugin. Test cases you can write from right here. Okay, right in this page and enter the information. And if you want the comments, you can use comments are everywhere. If you want to see why you are writing this test case, or if you want to say some information here why this test case, all this you can use it. And once you added test case, it this automatically gets added. Okay, and you can go ahead and click on plans. Once it gets added in the plans, you want to run it. Okay, so that gets, let's say there's a project called GMO and there's a 3 test case. You want to check it out. You see this open test case. Once you open this, and so this is what it looks like once you open it, and if you want to run it. Okay, if you want to run it, you can run it right here, run test. And again, to run it, you need this, okay, so you need to go one by one. That is what it says information here, and you open the browser, put that information there, and try to put it and execute it. And you want to either want to pass it or you want to fail it. Here you have this option. You want to pass it, you want to fail it, or block it, or not able to do what you want to do with this test case. So you have that option here. Okay, that's how. So how, as I told you, you know how to create a test case, right? You go ahead and click on work. Work item. What kind of work item are you creating? So we want to. It's a task, of course. It gets added in there. If it's a test case, you want to add test case, and this shows up here and start testing this. Okay, and again this, you don't want to just select it, and you don't want to use this thing immediately, because again the time, that shows that saved with the time frame. Okay, so the time frame, if it gets saved, so you cannot run all the test cases at once, right? There are like 10 test cases. That will take some time. One test case, 1 minute or something like that. Okay, so you cannot execute or just put and change the status just like that. You cannot change the status just like that. You need to run each and every test case. Okay, and if you want to modify anything, you can do it. That's located here. You can click on that and you can modify it. You can hold the test case. Once you hold it, you can resume the test. You can do lots of things. So this is testing. This is all execution of your test cases. Once it gets, you want to pass it. Okay. Once it gets passed, and then you know what? Here you too have this reports. Okay. These two have reports. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here goes charts. What are the charts? You can create your own. So here you have this option of creating 2 types of chart, right? One is to test case charts. Is like normally to identify how the team is doing, the performance of the team. And then is a new test result chart. This is like how much you have done the work and how much the work is pending. Okay, you can create your own chart too here. Let's try this. Okay, this is a similar thing. Put this. What was the name of the project? How you want to group it? Okay, so here is another an aggregation of how much counts. Okay, and the value. You can do this. Okay. How the chart you want to be, it's a bar chart, a pie chart, so on. So you can create reports too from here, okay? And so one thing best on this one is this will, see this not only, see this TFS, right? You not only just execute your manual test cases, you can execute the automation test case, and not only that, you can also execute the load runner test cases. You know what? Just go ahead and click on this. If you find okay, load test, go ahead and click on load test. So load runner is again, as we discussed in our first class, load runner is to test the performance of the system. Okay, what is a low performance testing, right? Remember this performance testing to test stress and the load of an application. Okay, so you can do this right here. Okay, so that's a really good option you have in TFS. Not all tools have this. Okay, Rally doesn't have, Jira doesn't have, and HPLM no. So here this tool helps you out, okay, for creating of your test cases, okay, for the load runner, okay. Your performance team, then you need to, you can also create this one, okay. We have options in this too. The only thing is you need to download, Visual Studio, but here it's really not required. For now, just get information. Okay, just get to understand how this works. Okay, that's all it's required. And then if you go to machines, okay, so this is not really our job to do. I mean, this is already disabled, so administrator has to add. And once you add this, all these things get enabled, and it's really not our job. Machines. We again go to runs. Okay, test runs. You want to see how many test runs are there, and you can do it. It's similar with the other tools. Okay. And so I really don't have access to this one, but if you are really looking to get an access for this, or if you really want to work on this tool, and this is again you can get it like Rally. So how I shared you the username and password, right? I cannot share that username and password for this one because Microsoft has some convoluted security that if one guy is accessing, you cannot use the second or third guy. So that's the problem with this. That's the reason I'm unable to give you that username, because it gets locked. Once two people use it at the same time, it gets locked. Okay, so that's the problem with this. So, but Rally was good, right? Everyone else able to access and everyone, but this guy doesn't allow. So, thing is, if you really want to access to the TFS, a Team Foundation server, we can work on this. If you're really interested, send me an email. Okay, I can call you and we can set up a different, on your username. Okay, but you need to have this username of either Microsoft username, and we can set up this, and we can go to this. We can create a subdomain like this. They have this subdomain, and you can create a project like this, and we can work. If you are really interested in TFS, okay, we can do that one. But to giving this access, for now I'm not able to give access, because I also checked with Microsoft guys. They said they really they don't have anything with that can so I told them need access for this at least people, but really they said no, that's not possible. So that's the problem. The account gets locked. Okay, so that's the reason I'm not able to give you this one. But if you are interested, we can we can work on this one, and you can get access for this. Any questions? So again, you can open this defects too. So creating test cases. To create test cases, go ahead and click on work, new work item, and create test case. And to create tasks, you can do the same. And to create a bug, or you have this bug right here. You can do that for the bug too. Click on bug. And again, you need to put all the information here. Okay, so this looks a little simple, but it's really not. So you put this information, and you need this URL is important because this fetches that Azure. See, the problem with the Microsoft, they use all Microsoft products. So there's an Azure which have this ADAP password. So whoever is working on this and those access should meet on this iteration. So you need to put this one, which iteration is this, and this is who tells you. This will be, again, whether lead or, you need to check with your colleague which iteration is this, and you need to put that one. Okay, and they should match with Azure LDAP, password. Okay, so here you can, put the bug, what the bug is, and who's responsible for this. The owner of the bug is um, always a developer or architect or whoever is responsible, but not QA. Okay, not every time QA. Okay, I've not seen a bug which is open for the QA. Okay, and then once you fill up all this information, and again you have this all the options for you. It's just not really, it's not like HPLM. Everyone has this option to put as image, because that is the first and important thing to show the defect. Okay, so what you want to show is you want to put it here. And the system information, like which browser you are using, what is the operating system, okay, and what kind of which system you are using, and all those information should be, you can put it here in the system info if it is required. And then if you have the development link, okay, so the development is more for a developer job, and you just put the link, what is the link and where this will be found. And if you want to link it, see here the linking option right to here, right? If you want to link to some user story or some, you can link to that too. Okay, saying that which what item it should link. That means this is for the user story or task on you're working on, you want to link it. Okay, and build, always put the build information. You can put the build information, and of course these options should also be filled. Like what is the story point, what is the priority. So this priority will be there in any tool. It doesn't have to be in any tool. Okay, it will be there in almost most of the tool. If it doesn't, then you need to specify yourself, because this is the most important thing to how to get the bugs fixed. Okay, you want to follow up with the developer. If you are not following up with the developer, then developer will not care, and that thing will remain just like that. So you can't do that. Okay, you cannot. You need to always follow up with the developer. Okay, so I've opened this bug. Give some time. Okay, one day, that's good. Next day, go ahead and check them. Hey, you know what? I opened this defect. Are you still working on it, or is still there something? Okay, well, check with them. Update to your boss. Update to your lead first. Update to your lead saying that, hey, you know what? I opened a defect yesterday. He said like he's really busy. Okay, but he said like he'll fix that issue. So all this coordination work should always be there. Okay, so that is what I'm not teaching here. Okay, so that's not what I'll be doing. This you should know it. Okay, so that's the reason. If you want to add in comments saying that, hey, you know what, I checked with the developer, and this will be fixed by end of the today, or by tomorrow it should be fixed. Okay, so that we can start testing. So all this, you can put it here. And what is the effort? How much effort? Okay, this is bug. So that's a developer really job, to put the information. And you have this option here too. History, who is being access to this, who is working on it, and all those. And you have links. The link is kind of linking it. I don't know if you want to link for the user story, if you want to link for the task, if you have to link with the test cases, you need to do all this linking work. Okay. Attachments. Okay, you can add this attachment here, or anyway you're putting the screenshot here. Screenshot is must. You will be putting here. Other than screenshot, you are using some documents, there is some missing documents, and you want to share with them, and you can use this attachment. Okay. So you have this option here too. Okay. So that's how you can enter the bug. Once you enter the bug, make sure you assign it. Put the state. Okay, assign it to respective developer, and it will go email to the developer. But it's not necessary. It has to go with the email. Always make sure take a screenshot and create an email and send to the developer. Okay, so that's you have to remember, because it's not necessary they will get an email. Okay, it's up to the administrator. you know, PFS administrator, so that does he really wants to send an email or not? It's up to the company policies. Okay, so that's about it. Um, so again, this has similar process. You need to figure it out which project, which sub project you're working on, which project. Okay, and you once you have this access, and once you go to the project, you'll have you'll be having a different options here. Okay, and then code is for developer, but you can look into it if you understand. You can go ahead and know what's the code is all about, what is the XML file you're working on. If there's an XML or if there is an Azure, which should be there, Azure XML file. All this you can look, but this is really it's a developer job. Okay, we really don't worry on this. What's this all this code is about. We don't worry. So what is XML? Okay. Um, so it's here we don't look into this. Then the build process, if this is, let's say there's a middleware team who is working on to pull up all the data here, you have this build process. Okay, so you also have all this, how the build is going on, is it automation, it is a, how it is working on. So you can look into this too. Okay. And okay, so let's go pretty quick here. Let's go to see our Kanban process, how it looks like. If you go here, right, in some work, let's say you want to execute some test cases, okay. But really, if you're working on Kanban, you want to select this as a board, okay. Let's take it an example like backlog is more for a Scrum point of view, okay. So you can use this backlog, but if you're working Kanban, then you want to use this board, okay. This board, you really not, not doing much of a lot of things. But here, what you want to do in this board is, like as I told you, remember, let me quickly show you again. So, I already shown this, but let's quickly go to this. So you see this traditional way of doing this, you have this board, in Agile. Okay, you have this board, right? It's on this board. Similar way, you can think this is a board, okay? And what you want to do, let's say you have this task, what you want to complete it. What you want to do, once you create this task, want to move this task like this, like a sticky note, put it here. And now it's saying like active, that means you're working on it. And you see this, these charts are automatically generated for you. Okay. Now once it's active, just similar like to this, you just put from to do to in progress, and once it's good, want to put it as a result. Okay. And once once you put into testing, once it's completed testing, you want to close this. So that's how this is Kanban works. Okay, so this is more of a Kanban process where you want to move from one place to another place. And okay, this can be just this can be simple like this, but really, I mean, it's not necessary. You will be always in Kanban. If you are in Scrum, then you can use this option instead of board. Okay, so there are basically two things. Okay, two things here, for you. There's one for Scrum. I mean, not necessarily. If you have this test cases, you want to do all this, but even in Kanban, in Scrum, all maybe looks like one, because you have to write the test cases. You want to execute all this will be done, but the way the presenting your work is, that's how it determines. Okay. You want to present as a board, that's fine. You want to present backlog and run it, you can do that. Okay. So I hope everyone knows the difference between the task and test cases, right? Task is the how much amount of time you're taking to complete that those execution of test cases, writing of test cases. That's called task. Okay, in some tool we have seen that it's both are same. You see this? It can be that easy, it can be that complex. Task is it's used to determine how much time you are taking to complete your work. So that's the task. And test cases is something which is you're writing steps, step one, step two, step three. If you do this, what happens next? If that happens, what next? And so on. So that's the test cases. Okay, so that's the difference between the task and test cases. But in some we have looked in, right? In some we have the both are same. Okay, both might be same because you are writing. Here you are actually putting that effort, right? So that's what is important in this task. And what you are doing, either is this functional testing, is it regression testing, is it smoke testing, is it sanity testing, integration testing, so on. So what kind of testing you are doing, you want to put the task for, because you might not only just involve in two projects, but you might also involve in more than what testing it is. Okay, you want to do functional testing, acceptance testing, user testing. So all these tasks should be created for each testing. Let's say 5 hours. So in 3 days, you can complete 3 testing. Okay, you need to execute all these test cases. Test cases was already written. Okay, you want to execute it and update here on the task, how much you have performed today and how much remaining it is. You need to update always. Some companies daily, they want to do it daily updation. Okay, some weekly, so it depends. Okay, so that's why you have this task option. Okay, any questions so far? So you also have various options here. You can look into these options if you're interested. Okay, how do you want to proceed? You can, so this is a different view to look at it. Okay, this is a different view, and mostly I would see from the dashboard. Yeah, I would organize this dashboard here. You can add this in like just like this. You can add a new feature here, new widget. You want to see this assigned to me, code and all these things. You can do it. So this helps let's say if you want to do, somebody assigned some work for you. So you want to add that in the dashboard, and that's very important because let's say your boss assigned some work to you. You just say, okay, do this user story. Now you want to configure in such a way that let's say there's a new work item, okay, assigned to me. Now you want to add this in the dashboard, you can do this. Okay, that might be really important for you because if your boss gave you some work, you don't want to spend more time. Okay, you don't want to, you want to look into this as quickly as possible because your boss wants to, wants your work to be done as quickly as possible. So that's, you can organize this, all this up to you. Okay, otherwise you need to keep checking. Checking where you can keep checking in the backlogs. Is it any task assigned to me? Does it show up here? Or you need to keep on checking on that. Okay, so that's the point of creating dashboard. Okay, so if something suddenly you went to the office at 9 a.m., right? And suddenly you got to work and you don't know that's not good. When you get the work, you need to straight away show up here so that it will be easy for you, so that this number gets updated one user study and you say, hey, where is that? And you want to click on this and see, oh, okay, I got this new user story. Oh, I didn't do this, so it's like this. Okay, you want to see that I know you have all the work, whatever is assigned to you, you need to complete it in the time assigned. Okay. So this is actually, this is, you have a lot of options here. The reason because this is an administrator access, okay. So that's why a lot of things shows up, but really you don't have all these things. You will be having mostly work and test, okay, and dashboard too. Code you might have, you may not have, so you will not be always having this access. It simply says, no access, or just gives an error saying that you don't have access. Okay, so here we have all kinds of access because I'm logging as an administrator. Okay, administrator has complete access to all of these things. So that's the reason it shows up all things here. But really, you may not have all this at once. Okay. So this is about TFS. So this is the TFS is again one type of test management tool. What we have learned so far. Okay. It's from Microsoft. Okay, and it's mostly is better used in Kanban process. Kanban is simple. Just need to know how those user stories are moving, how your task you're moving your task, and all those things. Okay, not that it cannot be used in other tools, but okay, but this is more specifically designed for Kanban, than Scrum, and um, Rally is more for a Scrum too. You can also use for Kanban, not like don't want to, but it's more comfortable in using on this. Okay. So this is it. I mean, this is for this was TFS, and So if you have any interview questions, I've put some URLs. Go ahead and check the interview questions. Okay, if you're interested. And if you want to learn more on QTP, go ahead and click on this resources. This qtp.blogspot.com, and you can have a lot of information on this QTP. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Any questions so far? So you have a lot of questions. You can, if you're interested, I'm not saying like you have to go through this. If you're interested in QTP, I mean, just you don't have to go and learn something, but you want to know some information quickly based on requirements. So let's say suddenly the requirements comes up. Okay, you know something about QTP, okay, but if you don't want, if you are looking for some requirement specific and the requirement has some specific information, you want to look into this and see, hey, what's this all about and how we can do all this. Okay, so that's the reason, you don't want to know everything at once because really it's really depends on job, how the job is, but you want to know what is important based on the requirements. Get a requirement, how you can understand, what is the requirement and how can you use them. Okay. So that's all about it. Any questions so far? Okay, even if you have some questions, you can send me an email. Okay, we can talk on that. Okay, we can, I can give you some, information on how to do this and how to, I can, I can like call you or you can call me. Okay, so we can work on that. Okay, so if you didn't understand some part, that, we can work on that. Okay, if no one have any questions, can we close this class? Okay, thank you guys and good luck.